Hi everyone, John Osipinski here. You know, I've been working with the lymphatic system for over 24 years. And I've been explaining a lymph-brain connection for much of that time because we've always understood that there were lymphatic vessels right outside the brain. If you have a child who is exhibiting extreme behaviors, whether they're shutting down or getting very aggressive and again, not acting like themselves, we have to think about the lymphatic system. The other night, I saw the show 2020 on PANDAS. I don't know if you saw that. It was really very moving. But I understand what's going on with these children. Some of them had strep throat numerous times. That means they had a bacteria and then they had antibiotics. So when we do that repeatedly, or when we have colds and viruses repeatedly, then we're producing cellular waste in our body. And that cellular waste can clog the lymphatic system and manifest as diseases like PANDA or autism. In 2015, they found a direct lymph-brain connection that we can use to maintain the brain. Meaning they found lymphatic vessels in the brain. In the lymphatic field, we were always taught that there are no lymphatic vessels in the brain. Well, now we know there's a direct lymph-brain connection that we can use to help the brain. In these children, the repeated bacteria or viruses or antibiotics creates a lot of cellular waste, parts of cells. Those cells congest the lymphatic system. And recent research shows that the majority of cerebrospinal fluid must flow through lymphatic vessels. So after a few viruses, bacteria, or antibiotics, when we have this excess cellular waste, our lymphatic vessels right here in our neck, there's one vessel on either side of our neck that takes the thousands of lymph vessels, the lymph from them must flow through one vessel. Often it gets clogged up like log jams in a river. So if a child just had again, a serious illness and they were filling up with bacteria and dead cells and then they were given an antibiotic, that can create excess cellular waste that will shut down the lymphatic system, which will shut down the brain. This is science. So if you're working to help your child who's having extreme behavior or catatonic where they just shut down, then you need to address the lymphatic system in whatever you are doing. Because to do antibiotics and steroids or plasmapheresis and not include the lymphatic system, we're missing everything. The lymphatic system must drain the brain. If this makes sense to you, like what you're seeing here, help me help other people by promoting this and letting other people know about it. But this is something that's serious. If you've seen these children, one girl was afraid to eat. She wouldn't eat because she just was afraid she was going to be poisoned. It affects the brain in different ways. I have seen children go through a lymphatic system detoxification, and these are children who have had maybe a little hyperactivity, a little ADHD, and when I worked on them for an hour, the next day the parents told me, wow, they just shut down that next day. And they used the word catatonic. And the child was like that for a few hours. And then the body sort of worked with that, absorbed that waste, and the child started to think better. Now in PANDAS or autism, that lymph-brain connection has become blocked. When a child has a lot of symptoms of PANDA, then they are very toxic. And days that they are more themselves, and why does this happen? And you see this in PANDAS and autism, a child will be very hyper or have a lot of problems or shut down, and then in a few days later, they're better. This is all due to toxicity, whether the lymphatic system is able to, again, clear fluid out of the brain, and in that fluid is proteins. So if you have a child who isn't thinking clearly, whether it's PANDAS, autism, ADHD, or developmentally delayed, you don't know what it is, we need to get the lymphatic system going. If you need some information on helping the brain, whether it's in PANDAS or autism, contact me at osipinskihealthacademy.com or healthylymphsystem.com. healthylymphsystem.com. I'm on a mission to help parents understand how this information is missing. And again, when you go to your doctor to talk about PANDAS or any other thing, they're not talking about the lymphatic system. So if you'd like to include the lymphatic system, again, this is emerging science and it's real science, then contact me at healthylymphsystem.com and you'll see it will make a difference in your child's life just by understanding the lymphatic system and talking to me. I hope this makes a difference. You have a great day.